So this comes from Randy, and he says, "Hey Pete, if you don't know me by now, well, now you do. Nice to meet you. Nice to know you, Randy. Pete, I thought it was me when this happened while working DoorDash a few weeks ago. I somehow was given an order during the process of accepting or declining. At first, I was like, must have been me who accepted by accident. Now, yesterday, it happened again. And I'm like, no way. Did I hit the acceptance button? I put a post on one of the DoorDash Facebook groups about this, and guess what? You got it. A few other people said the same thing happened to them. How freaking sneaky to do this to us. The things these companies will do just to not raise the offer. Greed will put them on their tushies one day. Yours truly, Randy Tinman-Stein." So, Randy, I'm really appreciative for the fact that you went out there and got a little information about this and shared it with all of us. You know, when it comes to DoorDash, like I've said so many times, it really doesn't surprise me when things like this happen. And this is why I love the fact that we can come together as a community here, and that I can put out this content and, raise awareness for a situation that is going on so that people like yourself and others can come together and be like, you know what, that happened to me. That happened to me, or like, that happened to me last week. That happened to me today. That happened to me last night or yesterday or whatever. Because then you don't feel alone when something is happening to you and you're like, why is this happening to just me? I don't understand. That's why I encourage many people in the gig economy to get onto YouTube and watch these videos, to get onto Facebook and Twitter and, Instagram and see what's going on, so that when something happens, you don't really just think it's happening to you. Sure, you can talk with other drivers, other dashers in your market while you're waiting for orders at restaurants, which nowadays, because it's been taking a little bit longer for pickups, it seems like it's a lot easier to do that. But this is very strange. I just don't understand where this is coming from, because he's saying here the things these companies will do just to not have to raise the offer, like, when it gets rejected. So they just kind of force it on people, I somehow was given an order during the process of accepting or declining. At first I was like, must have been me who accepted by accident. Now, yesterday it happened again. Now, here's my question. Is it only on low-paying offers? Because if it's on high-paying offers, it could be a glitch. But if it's only on the low-paying offers, the $2, the $3, the $4 payouts, that right there could be an indication that they are absolutely doing this. And you said you went on to Facebook and other people were saying the same thing. So drivers, everybody, dashers in the chat or the comments down below, let me know if you have experienced this yourself. Because, I really hope this doesn't become a new thing now, because that's messed up. They're pausing drivers as it is. So then to force orders onto people that they don't want to take, I don't know, man. Because then if you unassign them, that counts against you, and you could be up for deactivation for unassigning too many orders. That's another thing too to keep in mind here. So yeah, drivers, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you experiencing this yourself? Because that's some straight up BS right there. That's ridiculous. So Scott is back once again, and and the subject of this is, so you think you've heard it all. This one, you'll recognize where it's going, but the ending is like, whoa. So he goes, "Hi Pete, it's Scott again. I saw your post about the CVS person getting DoorDash, the CVS worker getting DoorDash fired from a while back. This reminded me of an instance. I had been top dasher for a few months. It was 3 or 4 months into the shutdown, the pandemic originally, working 12 to 14-hour days, 7 days a week, and I was approaching the 2,000 delivery mark. People were starting to move around, most of them going to get their own food just to get out of the house. Now, if you did food delivery during this time, the only faces that the restaurant saw for the past few months were delivery drivers. Absolutely 100%. I pull up to Chili's at about 6:30 and approach the employee that has been handing me food for the last 3 months. He had a confused look on his face. When I told him I was here to pick up the order for customer X, He looked shocked and told me it had already been picked up by someone else a few minutes ago. All right. At first, I thought DoorDash sent the order to 2 drivers, so I called DoorDash support. They told me that was not the case, and in their system, it shows me as the driver for this delivery. They told me that was not, so I took the phone inside Chili's so they could talk to DoorDash support. The store decided to remake the food, and I waited as it was a $23 payout and 5 miles and would be my last order of the day. I called the customer and explained what had happened, and I would be there as soon as possible. During my wait, the employee told me the guy came in and said he was there to pick up an order for X. So he gave him the food, and he drove a black Dodge Ram with a chrome roll bar with lights on top. They finished remaking the food, 2 orders of ribs. I drove the 5 miles on the way, and I got a message from the customer saying they were in the pool house to the right of the house. So when I pull up in the driveway, much to my surprise, was a black Dodge Ram with the chrome roll bar and lights. I deliver the food to the pool house. The 2 girls were laughing and told me their boyfriend bought them dinner and he was in the house. Wow, I thought. I thought. I hit delivered and got my $23 and ended my dash and drove home. This guy ordered ribs, put them in her name, went and picked up the order for himself, then had me deliver free ribs to his girlfriend. This is the only explanation. How else would you know the store, time, and name of an order and drive a vehicle that matches the description from the employee at the restaurant? Just what kind of boyfriend offers to buy you dinner and then steals the food from the restaurant? Wow, wow, and wow. I'm blown away here, guys, okay? The scams just keep rocking and rolling. Wow. I mean, you have to be very, very creative to come up with crap like this, okay? So, imagine this, okay? Just imagine it. This guy placed an order through DoorDash for ribs or whatever the heck you ordered. So he pretends to be a DoorDash driver himself because he knows the name and everything because he placed the order. He goes there, grabs the order, goes home, then a DoorDash driver shows up, Scott, looking to pick up the same order. Then the guy knew that they were going to remake the order, and then he got free ribs. Dude, you don't want to applaud theft, and I'm not. But I will applaud his creativity. Wow, what a scam. Dude, again, I don't think it's going to hurt the Dasher unless, like, they cancel the order and then the Dasher gets half pay. At least you're getting half pay. But damn, dude, are people getting this desperate to literally commit theft for food? They should be prosecuting these people. I don't care, man. You're screwing restaurants over because now the restaurant had to make a double order. I'm telling you, if you had told me this years ago when I first started, I wouldn't have believed you. Again, these scams are getting crazier and crazier. I have not heard of this one until now. So, Scott, I'm sorry that happened to you. At least you got paid. But thank you for sharing this and raising awareness to other drivers. So if you guys are having issues where orders are being picked up, it literally could be the customers placing the orders themselves and picking them up and then getting a double order and having a driver send it to them. That's unbelievable. So going over more of your feedback, this was from a video where I was talking about how DoorDash was changing how they're pausing drivers, that Dashers are being paused while in the middle of a delivery, like right in the middle of it. Like you have it in your possession, you're bringing it to the customer, and they're pausing drivers. Have any of you guys been experiencing that? Well, this is what you guys had to say. I was leaving from Sandy F. I was leaving a house earlier this evening after completing a delivery, and an offer came through. I only took eyes off the road for a few seconds to decline and looked up, and a lady and her 2 dogs had wandered too far in the road and was directly in front of me. I had to slam on my brakes to keep from hitting her. This is very unsafe. I wish my market had a 1-button decline instead of 3 to 4 like it is now. Because in that video, it was also talking about the new decline system that DoorDash was having too. I forgot to mention that. Maria Moncada said, I often receive offers while on live deliveries on both DoorDash and Uber Eats. I've only noticed my trips paused while on live deliveries on Uber Eats, though, not on DoorDash. But that's interesting, too, to notice that other apps are starting to kind of mimic the same thing. Abe Lucas, very loyal person as well, said it may be a glitch, or if it is a pause, that would be new and absurd. I agree 110%, Abe. Jeremy Utley said, I went to the instant decline button in my market some time ago, and several times they instantly accepted for me. The instant decline button is no good. I can no longer use the decline button, and it is not making life easy. That's right, because when I started that video, I started talking about the instant decline, and then the second half was the pausing. Let's see. Mr. A got it. I still have to decline, then hit decline again, then select the reason. Very unsafe if you're driving. Complete BS. I agree. Andy Tyler, I've been paused while sitting waiting for deliveries. See, back to the pausing again. I've been signed out after pausing for a few short periods of time, receiving a message that I've been paused for more than 35 minutes. Once hitting pause and immediately getting message, I've paused for 35 minutes. This has all happened as a top dasher. Their app just sucks. I don't think it's on purpose. It's just dumb. There you go. Jonathan Nice says, it happens to me all the time in regards to the pausing. Irrelevision TV said, sounds like they won't be cheating the algorithm now. Dashers will take an order, say it's complete so they can accept a second dash. Then to top it off, most of the time they give the wrong orders out while taking 2 orders. Hopefully they start taking action. So, as you can see, though, there are some people out there that are experiencing this weird form of pausing that DoorDash has been doing. And it is very distracting. Just like, you know, the commenter was saying about the person in the road with the dogs and everything. All it takes is to look over, you know, either to decline an order or to unpause yourself or to pause yourself. And, you know, you could have a serious situation on your hands. You know, safety has been a big issue in the gig economy for years and years now. Okay, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, something needs to be done on their end as well. I mean, we have to do everything we can do of just being aware of things, but that goes just so far, you know. If we have to look over to tap the phone, you know, and take our eyes off the road, that's just going to lead to more and more problems. So drivers, dashers, are you experiencing any of these issues of being paused in the middle of a delivery?